Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Toppers Talk. And today we have Baibhav with us. Hi Baibhav, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I am Baibhav Mishra. I am from NLU Odisha. I got AIR 116 in CLAT 2023. I am a current first year student at NALSAR. I also attempted CLAT 2022. I got AIR 597 and I took admission in NLU Odisha. I prepared for my second attempt of CLAT while I was at NLU Odisha. And yeah, I think that's it about me.
Alright, so in your case, already वैसे भी CLAT का पैटर्न चेंज हुआ था, just 6 months. And one more thing कि आपने NLU ओडिशा ऑलरेडी ज्वाइन कर लिया. So ये सारी चीजों में आपने कैसे बैलेंस की अपनी पढ़ाई?
So I think like जब आप एक बार कॉलेज चले जाते हो it is quite much more hectic than once you are in class 12th and or in your junior classes. And other than the studies too, there are मतलब इतने सारे activities होते रहते हैं. You have moot courts going on, you have other competitions going on. It you थोड़ा सा you have to figure out a balance and you have to like focus on a few things. Like, so for me, my only focus during the 4 months that I was at NLU Odisha was the academics, so that even if I fail at in the CLAT exam, so that I have something to fall back on in this college, and at the same time it was CLAT. So like I did not do any other things. I did not join any committees. I did not do any other extracurriculars. I just focused on CLAT and my academics. Mostly for my academics, I used to start preparing for my exam around 10 days before those exams. And other than that, most of my time was given to CLAT only.
Okay, so what kept you motivated even after the change of pattern, new college experiences, new friends, new activities, पढ़ाई का pressure? What kept you motivated कि आप इस बार फिर से एक बार क्लैट सीखो और इससे बेटर एनएलयू ले लो, जबकि क्योंकि you already got a decent एनएलयू. ऐसा नहीं था कि बहुत ही नीचे का एनएलयू मिला कि मुझे कुछ फील हो. डिसेंट एनएलयू था, घर के पास था. फिर what kept you motivated कि सीधे नालसार या एनएलएस जाऊंगा?
सो आई थिंक एक फैक्टर जो लाइक जब मैं इनिशियली कॉलेज गया था तो एक फैक्टर जो मेरा था व्हाइल आई वाज प्रिपेयर लाइक मुझे क्लैट के लिए क्यों प्रिपेयर करना था वाज कि आई फेल्ट लाइक कि आई हैड नॉट अचीव माय पोटेंशियल इन दिस क्लैट एग्जाम एंड मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था कि आई कैन ऑब्वियसली गेट इनटू अ बेटर एनएलयू. एंड अनदर थिंग इज कि एंड एज यू सेड आपने जो बोला वो बहुत ट्रू है कि वंस यू गेट इनटू दैट एनएलयू एंड यू हैव बीन देयर फॉर 2-3 months and you make friends and it just you kind of lose motivation sometimes. I also sometimes felt like just गिविंग अप की नहीं. एंड आई एम फ्रॉम ओडिशा इटसेल्फ, सो मुझे ये भी था कि लाइक घर के पास भी रह रहा हूँ. सो आई ऑल्सो लाइक जस्ट लेफ्ट माई क्लैट प्रिपरेशन बीच में एक वीक के लिए या 2-3 दिन के लिए कि नहीं ठीक है यहीं रह जाते हैं. इट इज अ गुड कॉलेज एंड स्टफ. But still like something that like जो like I had really helpful seniors at NLU Odisha, by the way, जिन्होंने मुझे बहुत ज्यादा help किया. And they only told me कि see, if you go into a better NLU you will get much better faculties than that in any tier 2 or tier 3 NLU. And I think that is true बहुत and like the faculties at NALSAR are much better than that in NLU Odisha. And other than that, they also told me about how you can get better internships and how it is much easier to get internships in NLS or NALSAR. And so I think that is something, and I think that seniors kept inspiring me throughout my college life to like just not give up and
तो
continue.
हाउ डिड यू स्केड्यूल योर स्टडीज विद
हाँ.
मतलब सो पहले अगर हम देखें तो वैसे तो स्कूल और क्लैट बैलेंस करना था, लेकिन यू टोल्ड कि स्कूल और क्लैट से ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट होता है कॉलेज और क्लैट बैलेंस करना. सो
Yeah.
कैसे बैलेंस किया?
सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू वाज कि मैं सारे क्लासेस अटेंड करता था. एंड सारे क्लासेस के लाइक एटलीस्ट गुड नोट्स जितने मेरे एबिलिटी के अकॉर्डिंग मैं अच्छे नोट्स बनाने की कोशिश करता था, ताकि वो एग्जाम के टाइम पे आई डू नॉट हैव द वरी कि आई डोंट हैव नोट्स और आई डू नॉट नो व्हाट इज एग्जैक्टली हैपनिंग इन द सब्जेक्ट. Other than that, once I was done with my classes, I used to give around 4 hours every day to CLAT. Um, every day around from 6 to 10 I used to give to CLAT. Other than that, after that I also used to give 1 or 2 hours to the college की पढ़ाई too. वहाँ पे so I think I used to read the newspaper every day. I used to make newspaper notes. That took around 2 hours of my time every day. Other than that, I tried to give one sectional every day. So like एक दिन logical, एक दिन legal, एक दिन English, and like so on. अदर देन दैट मैं हर वीकेंड में 2 मॉक्स देता था, वन ऑन फ्राइडे एंड आई एनालाइज्ड इट ऑन सैटरडे, और एक मॉक में संडे सुबह देता था एंड संडे शाम को एनालाइज कर लेता था. एंड लाइक वीकली सो आई यूज्ड टू गिव 2 मॉक्स, अदर देन दैट लाइक अराउंड 2 more मॉक्स इन द फॉर्म ऑफ सेक्शनल्स. And I think this was mostly it. But when like अगर project submissions हो गए या फिर एग्जाम्स हो गए, वो अगर पास आ जाते थे, आई लाइक ऑब्वियसली आई कुड नॉट फॉलो दिस थिंग. सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू वाज कि जीके के लिए आई जस्ट लाइक न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना बंद कर देता था एंड आई यूज जस्ट रेफर टू क्लैट पोस्ट and or for and like so that I do not lose touch exactly with the exam itself. I just used to give one mock every week kind of thing, so that I do not lose touch with what exactly is happening in the exams.
Okay. So how was your journey with Legal Edge?
uh, So actually, while I was a student at during my first term, I was a full-fledged student at LegalEdge, and I think I messaged this to Harsh sir too. Like the critical reasoning concepts that he taught me are really, really helpful, and they help me in law school too. Right now, they help me during the CLAT too. And while and during my like when I was dropper, I was in Super 30 batch, and I was constantly connected with Karan sir. And या लाइक वो मैं उनको जब भी मैसेज करता था कि सर इस सेक्शन में दिक्कत आ रहा है, ये दिक्कत हो रहा है, ही मतलब वो एक दिन के अंदर रिप्लाई देते थे कि देखो, डोंट नो नीड टू वरी, दिस इज हाउ यू कैन इम्प्रूव. एंड आई थिंक दिस काइंड ऑफ personalized thing that legal edge gives you is something that I appreciate a lot. During my first attempt, I also had a personal mentor who was responsible for me, and मैं उनको भी मैसेज करता रहता था कि ये दिक्कत आ रही है एंड हाउ डू आई, एंड इवन इफ आई एम हैविंग प्रॉब्लम्स विद डिसिप्लिन एंड मोटिवेशन, उसमें भी दे यूज्ड टू लाइक हेल्प अ लॉट. सो आई थिंक पढ़ा तो लाइक द स्टडी वाला पार्ट वो कोई भी कोचिंग करवा देता है, बट दिस काइंड ऑफ पर्सनलाइज्ड अटेंशन दैट यू गेट, आई थिंक दैट इज समथिंग दैट आई रियली अप्रिशिएट एट लीगल एज.
Okay. So if we talk about materials, how would you recommend ki Legal Edge ka material, or any material for that matter, how can one utilize that material to the optimum level?
Mm. Okay, so I think एक legal edge का material that I have used a lot is the legal section का material. What I used to do was कि I used to revise जितने भी legal के theory है legal edge के RSMs में for every month. Other than that, legal edge ने हमें एक ओल्ड पैटर्न आईलेट एंड क्लैट क्वेश्चन का एक बुक बैंक लाइक प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस दिए थे, एंड दैट वाज समथिंग दैट आई यूज्ड टू सॉल्व अराउंड एवरी 1 month टू. लाइक आई थिंक दैट वाज समथिंग दैट रियली हेल्प मी अ लॉट, क्योंकि टू गेट अ कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी. क्योंकि जो नए वाले पैटर्न क्वेश्चंस में you have the paragraph, you have the question, so you do not really need to remember anything, but उसमें you need to remember stuff, and उससे वो आपको बहुत अच्छी conceptual clarity मिल जाती है. Other than that, Harsh sir has I think 1.5 hour video on CR, and I used to like watch that every 15-20 days, and I even watched that before CLAT exam too. मैं उसको 2x पर करके देखता रहता था हमेशा, and that is something that has really helped me a lot. उसके साथ साथ the CR का जो भी मटेरियल, सीआर का जितने भी आरएसएम्स हैं, दे आर आल्सो रियली ग्रेट, एंड आई ऑलवेज यूज टू मैं उससे बहुत प्रैक्टिस करता था. एंड एज आई सेड, सेक्शनल टेस्ट मैं बहुत ज्यादा एम्फोसिस करता हूँ. सो या सेक्शनल टेस्ट थ्रू द पोर्टल इटसेल्फ मैं बहुत ज्यादा देता था.
ओके. सो अगर आपने नोटिस किया हो, आपकी जर्नी क्लैट एज अ जर्नी, बहुत सारे अप्स एंड डाउन्स होते हैं. अप्स अगर
या
होते हैं तो हम थोड़ा ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट होकर थोड़ा सा लूज पड़ सकते हैं. डाउन्स में वी गेट डिमोटिवेटेड एंड वी फील कि छोड़ो यार, हो गया, अब जाने
हाँ.
देते हैं. तो आपने इन दोनों फेजेस को कैसे मैनेज किया, कैसे कोप अप किया? so that even our kids have that thing in their mind.
Hmm. uh, like something like जो मैं बहुत लोगों को बोलता हूँ कि if you need to humble yourself just give a legal edge mock and आपका जैसा स्कोर आता है you just feel like कि नहीं मतलब you अगर आपको over confidence हो रहा है you just come like you get a reality check kind of thing and I think the like I think this is a common knowledge कि legal section of legal edge mocks is like bit tricky, and I think that is something जो कि help करता है. Obviously there is not really a bad thing, but like that is something. And like generally like if I get too overconfident, like there was not really a moment in my preparation जहाँ पे मैं बहुत ज़्यादा overconfident या था या something like that, because I always like I think GK section is something that you always have to keep up with, क्योंकि it is not something that is limited really. तो वो GK में तो हमेशा कम मार्क्स आते रहते थे. So I always used to कि नहीं यार जीके पढ़ते रहते हैं, and that is something that so I was not really a moment कि जहाँ पे I was too overconfident, things like that. And as I said during my second preparation, I think the only thing that kept me going was like this um, kind of thing about getting better facilities, getting better faculties, and like having like having a much easy you have a much easier life if you get into a tier 1 NLU rather than into a tier 2 NLU. Like you the facility, the faculties, and like the things that you get in both the NLUs are mostly similar, but once you are in a tier 1 NLU you get that brand with you, associated with you. You get like a huge pool of alumni who have worked with this college, who have been in this college, and I think that is something that really like during my at least during my second preparation, second attempt, ये चीज मुझे बहुत ज्यादा inspire करती थी कि that I give start working towards giving CLAT again and again.
Okay, so not more than 3.5 months for CLAT now. So what would you suggest our kids that they should be following in these 3.5 months?
3.5 months. So I think एक जो मेरा like personal ये था was I was really weak in the QT section. Not exactly weak, मुझे उस section में कभी भी time नहीं होता था. So मैं around 3 months पहले before CLAT I used to मैंने एक every day एक set of 15 questions. I think that has become now around 12 questions. एक सेट का मैं हर दिन एक एक सेट देता रहता था विद इन लाइक दैट प्रेस्क्राइब टाइम 15 मिनट्स के अंदर 15 क्वेश्चंस, एंड दैट वाज समथिंग हर दिन एक सेट देता रहता था. I think that is something that you can really help students if they are struggling with the QT section. Other than that, I think revision is something that is really essential. आपको सीआर की थ्योरी रिवाइज करनी है, आपको लीगल की थ्योरी रिवाइज करनी है, आपको जीके तो हर दिन ही रिवाइज करना है. आई थिंक रिविजन एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, रिविजन इज द until and unless you are just starting with your preparation, at this point of time revision is like something that is really important.
Hmm.
और उसके साथ साथ डोंट स्टॉप गिविंग मॉक्स, राइट. आपको हर वीक एटलीस्ट एक मॉक देना है. लाइक इवन इफ यू हैव कॉलेज के, even if you have school project submissions, even if you have exams, try to give one at least one mock a month. Yeah, I think that's it.
So you said कि eye opener होता है legal edge के mocks, right?
Yeah.
So what was your first score in the legal edge mock?
I think it was something around 42.
And
Yeah,
how did
out of
you take it up
150.
till the
हाँ.
highest or maybe where?
So like I think my highest during my highest like before CLAT was somewhere around 90 to 100.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, no, sorry, I would say 85 to 100. And like so I think the first thing is कि once when you're giving your first mock, you really do not know what to expect from the exam. आपको पता नहीं है कि exactly pattern क्या है, आपको each section को कितना time देना है. And I think initial within the first 10 mocks I had figured out कि okay, like things like each section को कितना maximum कितना time दे सकते हो, how to attempt really a section की CR में if you are attempting a question, you read the questions first and then you go to the passage and things like these. You figure it out in the first 10 or 12 odd mocks. And after that, my scores increased from, I think I would say like 40s to, they started increasing to 60, 5 to 75 range, and this was kind of the range that I got in after around 10 or 12 more. After that the progress was really slow, and कि मैं practice कर रहा हूँ फिर भी धीरे धीरे बहुत like वो उसके बाद that like that graph really doesn't go up all the time. Like kabhi kabhi you get really low marks, kabhi kabhi you get good marks and something like that. And but yeah, towards the end, like if you just go with the process, I think जो लीगल एज के टीचर्स बताते रहते हैं, रीड लाइक फ्रॉम डिफरेंट सोर्सेस, रीड न्यूज़पेपर एवरी डे, एंड इफ यू like just trust this process and follow this process every day for like a period of 3-4 months, and you can, I think you will automatically see a good jump in your scores.
तो यू मेंशन कि कई बार हमेशा ऐसा नहीं होता है कि ग्राफ ऊपर ही जा रहा है, तो एट
हाँ,
टाइम्स वो नीचे भी आता होगा। तो हाउ
yes.
डिड यू मैनेज टू टेक इट अगेन अप? मतलब वो अगर ऐसा था एंड सडनली डिप हुआ, तो व्हाट मेजर्स डिड यू टेक टू ब्रिंग इट बैक?
सो आई थिंक एक चीज जो मॉक के टाइम पे बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाती है इज लाइक योर मेंटल स्टेट एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, राइट?
यस।
एंड तो ये इस वजह से भी बहुत टाइम स्कोर्स नीचे जाते हैं। अदर देन दैट इट कैन बी कि आपके स्कूल में कोई दिक्कत थी, कुछ था, यू कैन कुड नॉट कवर जीके। आई थिंक जीके वाज, मैंने बोला जीके वाज कांस्टेंट प्रॉब्लम फॉर मी, कि हमेशा मुझे जीके के साथ दिक्कत रहती थी। एंड सो आई थिंक एक रीजन ये भी होता है कि मेरा नॉर्मली ये होता था टुवर्ड्स, क्योंकि वो मार्क्स गिरने का was कि मैं जीके पे ज्यादा ध्यान नहीं दे रहा हूँ, सो जीके में क्वेश्चंस ही अटेम्प्ट नहीं हो रहे हैं। सो आई थिंक एक चीज जो है, एज आई सेड, द प्रोसेस इटसेल्फ, वो प्रोसेस आप अगर फॉलो, लाइक इफ यू, इवन इफ यू ब्रेक आउट फ्रॉम दैट, इफ यू स्टार्ट फॉलोइंग इट आफ्टर 1 वीक और 2 वीक टू, आपको वो धीरे धीरे आपको वो इंक्रीज इन मार्क्स आप धीरे धीरे खुद ऑब्जर्व कर पाओगे। एंड अदर देन दैट, एक चीज जो है कि एज आई सेड मेंटल स्टेट, राइट? सो like something that Karan sir suggested to me during my first preparation was कि start meditating. So around, I started meditating around 2 months back before the exam itself, and I think that is something that really helps you concentrate, and that is something that keeps you grounded really during the exam itself, and that has been a phenomenal thing, and वो मुझे बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प किया है during my preparation.
तो ये थोड़ा सा एकदम स्पेसिफिक सा क्वेश्चन होगा कि मतलब
Right.
व्हाट वुड बी योर सजेशंस for the students who are actually planning to take partial drop,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, who have taken partial drop, and let me correct, partial drop would mean कि एक college मिल गया है, still they want
हाँ,
to continue. This is what a partial drop would mean for me. So what would be
yeah.
your suggestions कि पहली चीज तो उन्हें क्या देखनी चाहिए कि वो partial drop लें कि नहीं? First question would be कि whether they should even take partial drop or not. And secondly, if taken partial drop, तो क्या suggestions होने चाहिए उनके लिए?
Hmm. So like if you are in a NLU, like if it is a tier 1 NLU, so I would say up to GNLU,
Mhm.
I would not suggest to really take a partial drop, क्योंकि फिर what happens is CLAT is itself a really unpredictable exam. आपके questions कभी कहीं से भी आ सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा twists आ सकते हैं. So I think if you are in a tier 1 NLU, I think you should utilize that to your full extent and not really worry about giving CLAT again and getting into a better NLU or things like that. उसके साथ साथ something that you should keep in mind is the college that you are in or the college that you are going to join, उसमें how the academic structure is, कि is it light or how heavy it is, and आपको कितनी ज्यादा मेहनत करने की जरूरत है उस कॉलेज में. And if you are considering taking a partial drop, these things, these are something that you should keep in your mind while choosing a college, right? So yeah, and this is about like taking a partial drop. Once you are in college, I think one of the things that you really need to avoid is something called FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So you will always have people doing some things. You will have people doing debate. You will have people doing moods. You would have people going out of the college and going to different colleges, representing the college, winning accolades, doing internship. And I think this is something that you really need to avoid, right? Like during my second attempt, I also got like major FOMO, so मैंने internship भी करना चालू कर दिया था CLAT preparation के साथ साथ. I interned for 3 weeks, right? So I think this is something, and I think if I had not done that and like वो time मैंने CLAT एग्जाम को itself दिया होता तो I think I could have done थोड़ा सा better, right? I think so. As I said, FOMO is something that you really need to avoid and really work on yourself on only, and not like really look at what others are doing it with around you. Other than that, उसके साथ साथ like as I said, I just pick out one or two or three things that you want to do in college, right? So for me, it was academics. And it was CLAT exam. Other than this, you can just pick out one sport, or you can pick out one physical activity, or anything, any hobby, such small hobby, so that you really don't get burnt out कि मैं हमेशा पढ़ रहा हूँ बैठ के, and it's nothing else, right? So you don't get burnt out. So two or three max things that you should focus on at that time, and not really get distracted by everything that is going around you. And I think, yeah, that's it.
Okay, so anything you want to add on that I might not have asked, or any suggestions for our students?
um आई थिंक लाइक एक चीज जो मैं बोलना चाहूंगा इज कि लाइक जब आप एग्जाम में जाते हो, प्लीज डोंट बी लाइक टू एंशियस, और लाइक प्लीज डोंट बी ऐसा नहीं, आपके दिमाग में ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि इफ आई फेल इन दिस एग्जाम, और इफ आई डू नॉट गेट इनटू अ टॉप 3 एनएलयू, लाइक माय लाइफ हैज एंडेड, और आई कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग इन माय लाइफ। एंड आई थिंक मेरे सेकंड एग्जाम में ये चीज, ये लाइक दिस थिंग कि आई एम ऑलरेडी इन एनएलयू, एंड लाइक दिस यू नो not having a burden of like getting into a college was something that played a great deal, right? So I think first attempt I was really overthinking all the legal के questions में, सही आंसर मार्क करके फिर उसको लाइक काट के फिर से गलत आंसर मार्क कर रहा था, एंड this is something that did not happen in the second attempt, right? Like I was really confident, and I think this is something that you should work on, and like not get anxious, or like not have that burden कि मैं कॉलेज टॉप 3 एनएलयू में ना जा पाया तो मेरा कुछ नहीं होगा जिंदगी में। Even if you go to any college, there are plenty of opportunities in all colleges, and you आप वहां जाके भी फोड़ सकते हो, right? So I like that's what I would suggest, like keep a open mind and keep a calm mind while you're going to give the exams. Hmm.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Baibhav, for such lovely inputs. Thanks a lot.
No worries.